Hey guys, welcome back to the Golden Nuggets podcast, and we're still with Daddy Realtor Edwin Kheng.
Okay, Edwin. I mean, just now you shared about your background, right?
Yeah.
Quite an interesting journey.
Yes.
10 years you have to go through your debt issue. I know it's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I myself have gone through that, and yeah, it's always very tiring. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. But eventually, just now you mentioned that you started your real estate journey and you feel like it's a new lease of life.
Yes.
Why would you say that it's a new lease of life aside from the fact that you have gone through certain hardships?
Well, I say it's a new lease of life because it probably opens me up to many opportunities.
Yeah.
I think real estate is probably one of the few so-called careers or one of the few business where there's really unlimited upside.
Okay.
And it's really through how you network. It's really through how you build yourself and how you actually provide value.
Yeah.
Then actually is what you can possibly so-called earn or make, right? It's really limitless sort of thing. So yeah, I mean that was something that I felt it was very exciting. And I mean, why I also stepped into real estate. I love viewing properties.
Oh,
Okay.
I love seeing different kinds of how people renovate their place, layouts, different type of properties, whether it's landed property, whether it's a condo, HDB or what. So many different variations.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, it was also something that I felt I truly believe in real estate. I believe that real estate is something that so many people use, right, to enhance and build their wealth.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel that, why don't I learn about it as well? Correct.
You mentioned how they use it to build their wealth.
Yeah.
Like, can you share what do you mean by that?
Typically, let's say a typical Singaporean, first pot of gold they will enjoy is when they get their BTO.
Yeah.
Because government subsidize the BTO.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, recently I heard of BTO
700,000.
Yeah, one of my so-called colleague,
Okay.
the daughter get a BTO, and the BTO is in MacPherson, 4-room flat, 800,000.
BTO.
MacPherson.
BTO.
Is it a prime?
MacPherson.
Yeah, MacPherson.
MacPherson next year only.
Next to MRT.
Oh my God.
So if a 4-room flat is 800,000 at a BTO stage, next time after 5 years, right, confirm will cross over $1 million.
Are you sure? 800?
Definitely, yeah.
No, I mean the BTO
But
for
MacPherson.
Yeah.
high floor.
I don't know the details, but yeah, it's those kind
Probably
of...
lah.
So really, so typically, right, BTO, like I have friends, I think from my uni days, they were the lucky ones, I say, like strike lottery, right? Because you remember a Pinnacle at Duxton?
Yeah.
Right. 200K, right?
400,000.
So you can get the first ones who went in at about 300, 400K.
Yeah.
Pinnacle at Duxton.
Yep.
Exit at $1 million over dollars.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's really like a BTO is like your first pot of gold. Generally, I say typically Singaporean get wherever BTO and all this. I think you can probably make up at least 200,000-300,000 when you sell resale. So first pot of gold. The second pot of gold is EC.
Okay.
Executive condominium.
Yeah.
Subsidized. It's like a hybrid
Yeah.
between a HDB and a condo. Because government felt last time there's a middle sandwich class, cannot aspire to go condo but cannot. So government create this EC.
Yep.
And EC is typically the land is sold at a subsidized rate to the developer.
Okay.
So it's always about 30% or what cheaper than existing same condo in the same area.
Okay.
So the buyers, they really earn because they earn when it's low. Then typically we did some research as well. EC owners, right, also generally stand to make at least about 300,000 when they exit.
I see.
Some more,
Okay.
some 500, whatever. So that's another pot of gold. So when you add one to the other, and then let's say as you are working, your income is increasing and all these things, you can upgrade to a condo or some upgrade to a landed. So eventually, that's how Singaporean can build the wealth.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you build the wealth, I think a lot of people touch their heart nowadays. Everybody is scared of the rising costs. Things are so expensive.
Cost of living, all that.
How to retire?
Yes.
People always ask.
Yes.
How much money do you have to retire?
Yeah.
Need to retire. So at the end of the day, if you use property as a hedge and you build your property, you so-called increase or enhance the value of your property as you go through different stages, right? Then, hopefully by the time you're ready for retirement, you are sitting on a property that's maybe worth like $2-3 million, something like that. And then you go back to HDB.
Yeah.
So when you go back to HDB, then you have your retirement funds.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I did.
But then again, like I mean, like when you explain all that, right? People who want to go back to HDB, sometimes because HDB now is already expensive, then they cannot like bridge that gap already.
Really depends. When I say expensive, of course you don't go back to the $1 million HDBs.
Okay.
Yeah. So
but it's heading that direction.
It's heading direction, but you still can find HDBs that are lesser. So example, if you're older, I recently saw a HDB in Red Hill area.
Okay. Prime
area, but it is lesser number of years.
Okay.
It's only 40 over years left on the lease. So it's 50 over years old. So that HDB was less than 500,000.
Oh, okay.
4-room flat.
Red Hill 4-room.
Yeah, Red Hill, really near the MRT station.
Wow.
So still can find. So I guess you have to temper your expectation. You cannot say I want something that has is still brand new like maybe 10, 20 years old HDB flat with 70 years or 80 years balance lease. That one cannot now. So when you're retiring, actually you don't need such a long lease already.
Okay.
Then it's okay. So I help my client also like sell landed, move to a HDB that's probably about like 600,000, 5-room flat, and it's quite decent. It's not very old, and they can have the balance like $2 million or so for retirement because it's so landed, right? Yeah. Okay. So I think that's how we want to really assist families throughout different stages of their life.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like when you mentioned about 40 years left, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that person that bought over that house is like maybe 60 over years old.
50, 60 like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But like someone like me, I still maybe I'm 35.
Yeah.
Maybe I have 35 years if God give me the permission to live that long. Does it make sense for me to actually like still buy that kind of house now, like left with 40 years left?
Yeah, so based on your age, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't encourage you to buy something with such a short lease.
Okay.
Government actually has also another policy. Your HDB flat is supposed to cover you up to the age of 95 years old. So if it doesn't, then it will affect how much loan you can take, and it will also affect how much CPF you can take.
Okay.
So the government, they're trying to tell young...
How much CPF you can take? What do you mean?
That means, example, if you want to use 100% for your CPF, right? And the flat is able to cover you to 95, then no problem. But if it doesn't cover you to age 95, maybe it only cover you to age 70 years old because the flat has very short lease. Maybe you couldn't take 100% of your CPF to use it. You can only take, what I call that, prorated. So there is a formula.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember there's a calculation.
Yes. Right. There is a calculation. So government is trying to tell young people, say, don't anyhow go and overbid for old flats. Plan properly.
But I'm not trying to overbid, I'm trying to underbid. That's my only option.
Try not to go for old flats because at the same time, what will happen when the lease runs out and you don't have a place to stay. I think their concern is this.
Right. What usually happen when the lease runs out? They kick you out.
So far,
that's a good question.
So far, because Singapore still young, right? How many? Singapore 60 years?
60 years old, SG60.
We haven't had any HDB because 99 years lease, right? We haven't had a HDB flat, right? That hit until that. Most of the time, right? I think government will en bloc the HDB.
Okay.
So they will actually say this HDB like Tanglin Hall, en bloc. They pay them. Then after that, they have a choice to buy in the new one.
Move.
But that's on block. I mean, like what the terms that we know for HDB is called SIRS, right?
selective en bloc redevelopment scheme.
Yeah.
en
No
bloc.
more, right?
Yeah, got
Still
it.
has-
Still
Yeah.
have that. SIRS. Oh, okay.
Government also mentioned because those that are not successful for SIRS, there's this thing which our ex-PM
Called VERS.
PMD, he said VERS,
Yeah.
voluntary en bloc redevelopment. That one, the details are not out yet.
That one difficult lah.
Yeah, that one, I don't know how.
how to
I'm
tell
not
your
sure.
neighbor, faster lah, sell your house.
Not sure.
Vote,
lah.
vote.
Yeah, vote. I'm not sure how they are. So government haven't. They only say in principle lah. They have something like that. So we don't know yet lah.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't. So my also trying to educate and share to consumers. Say, don't hang on to the HDB for too long, because after certain number of years, this you heard of this term called lease decay.
Yeah.
So your property will depreciate.
Yeah.
Down.
So if let's say 99 years already, right? I know we don't have example yet. But if let's say, because the rules are already out there, how the government laws are already out there. If let's say reach 99-year-old today, my flat reach 99-year-old, and then government on block, right? Will I still get money?
Yeah, I don't know. So you said 99, that means technically it's already zero already. That means there's no balance lease already. There's no value already. Technically,
So the lesser the lease,
the lesser
the value.
Lesser value.
But the house is still nice.
No, because it's the lease. It's just like, example, if you think of it as a rental, it's a long-term rental. So you have, whether it's 10 years rental left or 1 year's rental left, right? The rental run out already. It's no longer, you don't have any rights to it anymore already. So you don't have any rights to it already, then you can't use it anymore.
Okay.
And for whatever purpose the government is going to use it next time, it belongs to the government. That's all. Yeah.
Technically, living in Singapore, you are actually leasing.
Yeah lah, of course lah.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
If you look at the
this is
HDB contract, right, you are the lessee of the HDB.
let's
flat.
see. Yeah, that's what we learned because we both take the real estate course. Yeah,
But we fail, of course.
that's another story lah.
Yeah, that's another story.
Yeah, but okay. So I have this friend who is offering me his house.
Yeah.
3-room HDB.
Yeah.
Mailing Street.
Yeah.
I think it's 1968 or 1974, that period,
Yeah,
when it TOP.
Yeah.
Does it make sense for me to buy? No? Because the price that he offered me, basically I can just use my CPF and top up maybe less than 100K, then I can pay off already. Worth it or not? Mailing Street.
Mailing Street. Location is very
Queen
good.
Street. Yeah, that's why.
Location is very good. How many years left? 1968.
I think so. I think I can't remember 68 or 74.
74.
You're quite old.
Yeah, but now it's only 2025. Technically, I still have at least 40-ish years.
So it's about 50 years old.
Yeah.
So it's about 50 years old.
I
So
still have
let's say
another
you have
50,
you have another 40 plus,
plus.
years old. Something. So, good location. So that's key. Because if you compare apples to apples, if another HDB flat that's not Mailing Street,
Yeah.
somewhere else, about Ulu and all this kind of thing, maybe the demand will be not there. But Mailing Street, you can possibly look at it. I mean, I give you an example. I bought my my first flat was a resale flat in Serangoon,
Okay.
30 over years old. Okay, so 30 over years old. When I sold it last year,
Yeah.
it was 40 years old.
Okay.
So already like quite old already, because I think lease decay starts from the age of 40.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but because my Serangoon flat was near the MRT station,
Okay.
5 minutes walk, so I still managed to make a good profit from it. So the demand is quite strong. Why? People want to get somewhere near the MRT, prime location, central. So even though it's old,
Yeah.
not too bad.
Okay.
My parents' flat, you heard of Spottiswoode Park?
Yeah.
So Spottiswoode Park is
Near Everton.
yes, correct.
Yeah.
Very old flat, the old railway station
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
something. So that one is 1979 DOP.
Okay.
Okay.
So quite old also. So those flats, right? Old flat, but prime location.
Yeah.
And the MRT is coming, the new MRT.
Where?
I think
The brown one, right?
Cantonment. I think it's a
Oh,
circle
yeah,
line,
yeah.
new circle line.
Yeah, correct.
So the old railway station will become a MRT station, which is called Cantonment. It's coming up there, right?
Okay.
Doorstep.
Oh.
Those, even though it's old, still got value. So you must see what are the factors? Mailing Street, maybe still can. So these are the things that I look at.
Location.
Location. It's really location.
Okay. So it can make sense for me.
Can
40 plus years.
possibly because end of the day, you add another 10 years down the road.
Yeah.
When you want to sell, people still want to buy Mailing Street. Still got right?
Yeah.
But if you sit somewhere a bit further, Ulu,
Sengkang.
Sengkang, Choa Chu Kang, Woodland, a bit Ulu lesser
Yeah.
So the demand, people want to pay a bit more.
Yeah.
That means pay higher than what you bought. May not have. Yeah, but in prime location, yes, I think people still value the location.
Right. What are your thoughts on the prime BTOs?
Wow, really?
Should we invest on those places?
Okay, prime BTOs, right? 10 years holding period.
Yeah, MOP.
Okay, that's not only for the first buyer of it. The thing is that the 10 years also apply for a resale buyer. So when you sell to someone in resale, right, they are also lock in for 10 years.
Not 5 years after that.
No, 10 years also. So that is to me the kicker. Because it limits your resale buyer pool.
Yeah.
People who are coming in on resale in future have to know they are locked in for 10 years. So to me, really long term Whoever the first one is really long term, I don't think you can sell. Even you want to sell, who are you going to sell to? Because 10 years also. So to me, you are really sinking in long term. So that one can buy only if you really willing to be there long term. And selling not very, very easy. Because who wants to lock themselves in for another 10 years for resale?
Okay.
So that is something I would say, have to think
about it.
Think about it. Unless you really say, this is my location.
Okay.
I want long term, my whole life. Can.
Okay, those kind of, because we know that the price is about 700,000, right, for the BTO there, right? If let's say somebody already buy the house, got married, buy the house, suddenly 1 year down the road, divorce, do you think I can get that house at like lesser price? Do you think it's possible for that scenario to happen?
Willing buyer, willing seller. So, I mean, really depend on when they divorce, how much lower are they willing to let it go at. So, some houses, right, there's always a reason why it's so cheap.
Yeah.
It can be, example, $100,000 cheaper. But maybe why? It's an Along house.
Yeah.
Along house, must just sell cheap. Then people willing to come in, they know how to deal with Along, then they buy on the cheap. So there's always reason why a house is selling much cheaper.
Yeah. So for those who have Along house, just contact Edwin. Edwin will tell me, maybe I'll buy the house.
But these things, they don't say, right? They don't declare.
They whichever the agent and all these things, right? When asked, we have to disclose.
Caveat, caveat emptor.
Yes, buyer beware. Caveat emptor, correct. Buyer beware. So the buyer have to ask. Then when one asks, we just have to say, it's an Along house. And generally, I mean, if we already know it's an Along house, right, it has to sell very much cheaper. No choice,
can you go some more?
Yeah. Because why? Really, you are attracting people who don't mind that it's an Along house, can deal with Along one.
Yeah.
They come in for the cheap.
Those at Tampines, 4-room flat, want to
Got Along cases.
go Along case, tell me.
You don't mind?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just now we talk about Daddy Realtor, right?
Yeah.
Where you have shared a bit about how the real estate industry is right now, how it's going. Tell us more about yourself. Like you mentioned that I can't remember whether it was before the podcast or during the podcast. You mentioned that you are kind of like 10 years behind your peers because of what you have went through, right?
Yeah.
And you eventually become a dad like quite recently.
Yeah.
When at what age did you become a dad, and how did you cope your real estate industry and becoming a dad?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm 48 now.
Okay.
My elder son is 7 years old.
Oh.
So I became a dad at the age of 41.
41.
So my younger one is 4 years old. So it's like at the age of 41, my father. So to me, I also look at it on the flip side. It's not just that everything is no good and all these things, but being a dad at an older age, I have the benefit of bit more experience. I've seen more and probably a bit more mature.
Okay.
Yeah, but of course, being a dad at an older age, also physically, I have two boys.
Oh,
two boys is you really need to catch up when it's so physically you really need. Yeah, so I think that part need to work on.
Agree.
Yeah, so you really need to be really fit and healthy, to catch up with them.
Especially when they run around.
Yeah, they run around, play sports, you have to have the stamina really.
Okay.
So that's something I feel being a father at an older age.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that. And balancing with my work and all these things. And why I just enjoy, I call myself Daddy Realtor, because I think being real estate allows me this time flexibility.
Yeah.
I send my kids to school in the morning, childcare, and then primary one as well. And I pick them up around 5. Sometimes on weekdays, I like to cook. So I'll go to the market, do some marketing, and then cook dinner before I pick them up. So this gives me the flexibility to do all these things in the schedule. Correct. So I think that's something that I enjoy in real estate. Of course, we are self-employed, so really we can take time off. Don't have to apply for leave. Don't have to apply for leave. Just make sure that we earn enough.
Yes.
Things like that.
Okay. Your first one is 7-year-old, second one is 4 years old, right?
Yes.
That means one is in primary school and one is in
Nursery.
Nursery.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, how do you juggle both? Because both goes to different school.
A good thing is both are in the same area. The school is in the same area. So I drop off the older one about 7 o'clock at primary school. Then the younger one also 7 o'clock can drop off at the childcare. It's just next door.
Okay.
Oh, within the same
area. Same neighborhood.
And do you fetch them early because you have that flexibility of time?
Yeah, so the older one, good thing is the student care. Student care. So
whole day
so at least whole day. Then I see his lunch is settled at the student care. So after his school finish, he goes to student care. Then I'll pick them up around 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, so pick the older one from student care and then pick the younger one because the nursery is until 7 p.m.
Yep.
So at least the logistics still can make sense.
Okay. Yeah, because like usually I'm sure viewings happen evening or weekends.
Yeah.
So like, wouldn't you like want to fetch them earlier, then spend a bit of time, then evening, then you go out for your viewing and all?
Okay. Really depends. Weekday evenings, yes, sometimes there's viewing. Yeah. So I mean, really, I've done cases like sometimes we also like fetch way earlier. 2-3 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So it really depends. It's no hard and fast. I mean, sometimes I have to schedule and arrange with my wife and all this kind of thing. So it just depends. So it's really a play by ear kind of thing. It's really a play by ear kind of thing.
Okay, but basically that option is there.
Yes.
But at the same time, because they are in school the whole day, you're not worried also.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And what does your wife do?
She's a teacher.
Oh, okay.
School teacher. Yeah.
Same school as your daughter, your son, your first one?
Yeah, the first one's the same school.
Oh, then easy as well.
Yes,
easy. Your wife can fetch.
I drop off my wife.
Drop by,
drop off. Same time.
Is it planned?
In a way, like we were exploring what schools to send our first one to. And I mean, near my place there is one, but it's very popular school. Okay. So even within 1 kilometers, right, very hard to go. I think 30% chance only.
Yeah.
So I thought, I don't want to risk it. But I think the school that she teaches in, I think it's quite a good school. So I thought, okay, just send there. Then anyway, the younger one, the childcare is also there.
Okay. So I think juggling work and your kids not really much of an issue because you have that flexibility of time. But do you think for younger or newer agents who are also new parents, it will be a challenge for them?
I think different, what I call that, it really depends on the dynamics of how they have support. Because even though they may be younger parents, but maybe perhaps their in-laws may be able to help.
That's true.
Yeah, sort of thing. So that may be something that I think they can look back upon. Some of my colleagues, they have helpers. So I don't have a helper. So that's why the childcare part is very important.
Yeah.
To me. So I do have a part-time cleaner who comes to clean my place and all these things. So yeah, these are, I think different families have to explore probably. I think what makes the most sense.
Right.
Your core network of your in-laws, your family members, or whether you need to get a helper.
Yeah.
I think sometimes in Singapore, these are things that we really have to settle.
First world problem.
Yeah, first world problem. No choice, have to settle. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Back to your real estate career. Before we end the show, Nazrin, you have any other last question?
Not really, but we usually ask this to any of our guests. Should you, you have gone through many challenges and struggles, gone through the financial debts and stuff like that. If you lost everything again, and you have only $88 in your wallet, I don't know where we come from, where we derive that number. Probably a lucky number. What will you do to climb back?
To rebuild back your life.
In a business standpoint.
I think start all over again. Just like how I started in real estate. Because when I started in real estate, I didn't have $88. I have negative 6 figure in my pocket.
Wow.
So to me, whether it's $88, $800 or whatever amount, just go.
Just start.
Just go. Because end of the day, I think it's this resilience. Never say die kind of thing. I've been through it. So I've seen the worst. So like, what else can be worse? Kind of thing. So to me, it's really something that there's no such thing as called the sky is falling or the end of the world kind of thing. To me.
Wow. Nice. All right. Where can people find you?
Where can people find me?
Online.
Online. You just Google my name, Edwin Kheng. You can see me on Instagram. You can see me on Facebook.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so guys, follow Edwin if you want to get to know him, if you get connected with him. And any last questions from you? Okay, we like to thank Edwin for gracing today's session. We really enjoy our conversation. And I'm sure our audience can learn a bit or two based on your experience. Especially getting into debt, getting into choosing the career that they wanted to, and especially going through in business. So with that, thank you guys for tuning to the Golden Nuggets podcast. We'll see you on the next one. Take care and bye-bye.